Hello everyone, I am Sanjay Gupta. I welcome you on Sanjay Gupta Tech School. Today we have day 70 of this Salesforce Learning Bootcamp, and as you all know, yesterday I started explaining you the basic concepts of HTML so that you can properly understand Lightning Web Component going forward. So in continuation, today also we will be understanding HTML, but we'll be understanding how we can style our HTML with the help of CSS. Right. So once again, welcome everybody on the channel, and I hope you have gone through yesterday's video and you have practiced little bit HTML. So today I'm going to focus on styling HTML with CSS, right? So it is day 70 in front of you, and we are going to learn everything practically, and I will be explaining all the concepts like how you can apply CSS to your HTML and what is the purpose of using CSS. So you will be understanding that properly today. Okay, so let's begin the session. So moving forward, like if you have joined this session for the first time, this boot camp, and if you want to follow me, so just see who am I and what I'm doing for the community. So everything is written over this slide, so you can just go through, and you should know with whom you are interacting, with whom you are learning things, right? So moving forward, so these are some virtual learning best practices. So if you are learning something virtual, so as per my opinion, like these 7 points are very much important for everybody, right? So I follow all these best practices whenever I start learning something. So that's why I just listed them down. And if you follow all the best practices, so I'm sure you will be able to understand, and you will be able to build a successful career in Salesforce ecosystem. So be consistent, because consistency is the key, and do regular practice whatever we are discussing. So I hope with the help of this bootcamp you are able to follow a proper schedule. So right from the January we are having a proper schedule. Like every week I am explaining something to you, right? So I hope you are learning week by week, day by day, and it is giving you a proper schedule so that you can practice as well. Because without any mentor, like it is very difficult for us to maintain a proper schedule. So I'm just being a reason for you so that you can understand the things on regular basis. And if you want to discuss anything, any doubt, and you want to become part of a community where lots of folks who are preparing themselves to become part of Salesforce ecosystem, to find a job, to learn new things, so you can just scan this QR code and you can also join that group. So this is week 20 where we are discussing about HTML and CSS. Next week I will be talking about JavaScript, and then we'll be jumping on to the Aura and LWC. So these are some upcoming timelines. I'm just sharing it with you so that you should know like what topics we'll be discussing in the future. So just follow Sanjay Gupta Tech School on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Telegram so that you can receive all the session reminders and timely notification. And all the links are available in the video description, right? So here, like you can see, please share a review or feedback about the bootcamp. So you can write a review on YouTube, you can share it on Telegram, you can share it on LinkedIn, right? And for your information, like I just want to share, for non-tech people, I'm just starting a bootcamp which will be focusing on the basic coding skills with the help of C and C++. So I will be having an overview session on Thursday, and regular session will be starting from Monday. So timing will be different. So Salesforce Bootcamp will be going with the same pace every week. And apart from that, there will be one more timing where I will be teaching C and C++ to the beginners. So it will be beneficial for BTech students. So if you know any BTech student who are in their BTech first year, second year, third year, fourth year, or they want to start their BTech journey, so you can just share this channel and ask them to learn basics of coding with the help of C and C++, totally free of cost. So everything I will be explaining in detail on a daily basis, so they can also learn those things. So moving forward, now we have the topic that we need to discuss. So it is styling HTML with CSS, right? So now I'm going to explain you little bit about CSS first, then we'll see how we can use CSS with HTML, right? So first we need to understand what CSS is. So basically CSS stands for cascading style sheets, right? So styling can be added to HTML elements in three different ways. So we have three different ways through which we can apply CSS to HTML. So in this, first is inline, second one is internal, and third one is external, right? So in case of inline CSS, you need to apply the CSS with the HTML element, right? And you just need to use a style attribute. So whenever you are writing any element, so let's say you are implementing any h1 tag, or you are implementing any p tag or element, so with that element only you will be implementing the style. So that will be known as inline styling. So inline styling basically goes with that element only. Now, if you have implemented a particular element, for example, if you have implemented p element or p tag more than one time, and you want to apply a common CSS for that particular p tag or element, so what you need to do, you just need to implement the internal CSS. So that internal CSS you will be writing with the style tag or element, and that you need to write inside the head section, right? So here we have second type, that is internal CSS, and internal CSS is basically page centric. So on particular page, whatever elements you are using, and if you want to apply some common CSS, so for that purpose we can apply internal CSS. And third one is external CSS. So if you want to apply a CSS on more than one HTML pages, so in that case you can apply external CSS, right? So repeating again, inline CSS is basically element specific, internal CSS is basically page specific, and external CSS is basically it can be applied on multiple pages, right? So we have three different ways to write CSS. So now we'll be understanding these one by one. So first of all, I am focusing on inline CSS. So in case of inline CSS, here you can see if you write h1 tag, so if you are writing heading for 2 times, so with the heading element you just need to write the style tag, like here it is written. So if you want to apply color blue on this heading, so this way you can write your code. So the same I am going to write for you so that you can understand. So I am going to implement it here. So you can see we are on web2.html, and here we have some headings. Okay, so let's create new file. So from here I am going to create a new file. I am selecting a language and choosing HTML. So beginning code I am copying from here. Now inside body I am writing h1, and with that I am going to apply style, and here I am writing color as blue, right? I am closing h1, and here I am writing first heading, right? Now what I am doing, I am just copying and pasting it and writing second heading, right? So this way I just implemented it. So I hope you understood. Like if you want to apply inline CSS, so here I am writing a comment as well. So it is basically inline CSS example. Okay, so with this h1 tag, I am going to apply inline CSS. Now, if you want to apply CSS with p element, so you can do that as well. And for different elements, you can set different colors as well. So let's say here I am setting red color, right? So for h1 we have same color for two headings, but for p we have different colors. Now I'm going to save this code. So I'm saving it as web3.html, and the folder is same, that is web. So under web folder, this web3.html will be created. So now I am just clicking on save. Okay, so here you can see all the CSS I implemented around h1 and p. So I just saved this code. Now moving here, so we have web3.html. So what I'm going to do, I'm double clicking on this file so that a new web browser will be opened and the result will be available there. So here you can see headings are in blue color. First paragraph is in green and second paragraph is in red color. Okay, so this is the outcome, the things which we have applied as inline CSS, right? So inline CSS you need to define along with your elements, whatever you are implementing. And if you see any doubt, anything you want me to revise, so you can just write your question in the chat so that I can go through and I can explain you. Yeah, so I just focused on the Anuj and Lakshya chat, and I have a smile on my face, like you guys are kidding. That is good. Okay, so if you have any question, you can ask in the chat. And I think this is very simple, like how to apply inline CSS in HTML. So everybody understood. I don't see any question. So if you have, yeah, Mohan, like those videos are also same. Those are for HTML and CSS. So here in live sessions, like we are discussing, and on daily basis I am explaining something, and if you have anything in your mind, like if you have any doubt, so you can discuss with me. So Sudhakara, if you scroll to the chat, so you can just read and you can have a laugh. Okay, so moving forward, we have one more style that is for body. If you want to change the background color, so you can apply the CSS with the body element or tag. So here what I'm going to do, style, then here I am writing background color. Yep. So here I just applied light gray, and I don't think it will be showing any difference. So let's see. I'm refreshing this page. Yeah. So it is visible. Like you can see background color changed to light gray, right? So this way, if you want to apply the background color, so with body tag you can do. So you just need to use style equals to background color, and then you can apply the color whatever you want. Okay, so this is about inline CSS. Now let's jump to next type, that is internal CSS. So here you can see we have an example, and in this example, you can see we have on left hand side, we have the CSS, which is enclosed in style tag. And at right hand side, we have body where we have H1P, H1P. So what will happen, like for body, background color will apply for all the H1, whatever H1 you are using, color will be blue. And for all the P, color will be green, right? So this way you can just define the CSS in your files with the help of internal CSS. So if you want to apply common CSS on multiple elements or tags, so instead of writing inline CSS, you can prefer internal CSS. So I'm going to modify this for you. So here we have web3. Okay, so now I'm going to copy this code, and I'm going to create one more file, and that will be web4.html. So I'm pasting the code here, and from here I'm removing this comment. I'm removing all the styles. Because I will be applying internal CSS. So removing all the inline CSS. Now, what you need to do, inside head, here you can start style tag. And inside style tag, you will be writing the CSS. So from here, I am removing this as well. Okay, so right now there is no CSS, no inline CSS. Now I need to write internal CSS. Okay, so in this style tag, I will be writing the code. So here I am writing body, and inside curly braces, I will be writing background color, and here I can write light gray. Okay, then for H1, if I want to write CSS, so I can use H1, then open curly braces, then you can write color, and then you can write green. Then P, open curly braces, then you can write color. Here I am writing red. So this way you can apply CSS. So this is basically internal CSS. So inside style tag, we are writing body, H1 and P styling, and whatever tags or elements you are using here, they will be following the CSS which is defined here. So I'm just going to save this file web4.html. So here we have web4.html. I am double clicking, opening it. So here you can see headings are in green, paragraphs are in red, and background is in gray. And this is the CSS that we defined already here. So you can see headings are green and paragraph in red. So that is happening here. Now, sometimes what we need to do, we need to mix inline CSS with internal CSS. And you might be thinking which type of CSS will win in that case. So in this example, here H1 and P elements CSS is written. Now I am going to override. So for P, we are using color as red. But for this one, I just want to change it. So I am applying color as blue. So for this P element, I applied inline CSS. So basically, first priority will be given to inline CSS. If inline CSS is not available for any element, then your code will be checked for internal CSS. And if internal CSS is available, so that will be applied. If internal CSS is also missing, then external CSS will be checked. If external CSS is available, so that will be applied. If that is also not available, so nothing will be applied. Okay, so now you will see first paragraph will be in red and second paragraph will be in blue. So I'm going to refresh the page. Here you can see the result. So first paragraph is in red and second paragraph is in blue, because inline CSS is winning over internal CSS here. So this way, anytime if you want to apply particular CSS on a particular element, so you can use inline. If you want to apply common CSS, so you can go with this internal CSS, right? So I hope it is very clear to everyone. I just tried to explain everything in very neat and clean way. and I just executed the example as well. Still, if you have any doubt, you can ask in the chat so that I can answer. Otherwise, I am going to show you how we can implement the external CSS. So here we have lots of pages like web1, we have code, we have p tags. In web2.html, we have h1 tags. In web3, we have h1 and p both. In web4 also we have h1 and p. Right now, if you want to apply common CSS for all the pages, like all the headings, all the backgrounds, all the paragraphs should be in same color, right? So what you can do, you can remove all the CSS, all the inline and internal CSS, and you can implement external CSS, right? So if you want to implement external CSS, so there should be a separate file. There should be a separate file where you will be writing all the CSS, and then you need to use that file in your HTML code. So first of all, we need to understand like how we can write external CSS, what is the syntax. Then I will be showing you how we can create the file and how we can utilize that external CSS in our HTML code. Okay, so this is the example for external CSS. So here you can see we will be having two different files. One file will be having CSS code that will be saved with .css extension, right? And another file will be with .html extension, right? So .html extension is having all the HTML code. There is no CSS, but here inside head we have one option, that is link relation equals to style sheet, and here we are providing the reference, like what is the name of your CSS file, what is the extension, and what is the location of that file. So right now, as you all know, like yesterday also I showed you, everything whatever we are creating, we are putting in this folder. So in one folder, if you put everything, so you don't need to specify the fully qualified path. Okay, so here we have all the HTML files, we have image. So here only we will be creating our .css file, and that .css file we will be using in different HTML files. Okay, so now first of all, what I'm going to do, from here I'm going to remove all the CSS that I applied. So I'm removing all the CSS. I just saved the code. So no CSS is available here. From here also I'm going to erase all the CSS. Okay, so this is plain HTML. From here also I am going to erase it. So no CSS in web3. So I'm opening all one by one. So web1.html, there is no CSS, only pure HTML. Web2, we don't have any CSS, only pure HTML code is available. If we go to web3.html, here also you can see all the HTML code is available. And web4.html, again we have simple code, HTML code. Now we need to create one more file. And in that file I will be implementing all the CSS code. Okay, so clicking on plus sign, select a language. So here I am writing CSS. So you can see this CSS option is available, and here I will be implementing the code. Okay, so here I need to implement this left hand side. So I will be creating a body block, h1 block and p block, right? So first I am creating body, then background color. So I am putting light gray. Okay, so this is body. Then I am creating h1. So here I am putting color as red. So h1 color is red. Then I am creating p. So here I am providing color as green, right? So this way two blocks are created, one for h1 and one for p, right? So heading color is red, and paragraph color is green. So this is common CSS file that I'm going to create, and this CSS file I will be using in different HTML files. Okay, so here I'm going to save it. So I'm naming it as styles.css. So your CSS file name can be anything, but its extension should be .css. Okay, so here I'm going to save it, and this way our CSS file is created. So if you go here, so you can see in this folder at the end we have type of files as well. So first file is PNG, second is CSS, and remaining all are HTML, right? So now what I need to do, this CSS file is created. Now with the help of this syntax which is available inside head, what I need to do, I just need to import that CSS file in all HTML files. Okay, so what I'm going to do, one by one in all the files I'm going to write this statement. So here we have title. So we are using link. Then we need to set the relation. So relation I am setting as style sheet, and here I need to put href equals to styles.css, right? So here we just provided a relation like style sheet, and then href is having the CSS file name. So file name is styles, and extension is .css, right? So this you need to provide. So now what we need to do, you just need to save it. So the same code I am going to copy and paste in all the HTML files under head. So here I pasted, I am saving it. Then in web3 also I am just saving. Then here in web4 I am pasting it and I am saving the code. So in all 4 HTML files I just used this statement so that I can include the CSS file. Okay, now one by one I'm going to open all the files and we'll see whether CSS is applied or not. Okay, so moving to the browser. So first of all I'm going to refresh this. So this is my web4.html. So here you can see headings are in red and paragraph is in green. If I go to web3 and do a refresh, so heading is in red and paragraph is in green. Okay, and if I open web1.html, so here you can see all the paragraph is in green. If I open web2 through this link that we created yesterday, so here you can see h1 heading is in red and rest of the headings are black because they are h2, h3, h4, h5 and h6. So this way I hope you understood, like, the common CSS is applied on all 4 different HTML files, and whatever code we implemented over here in the CSS file, that is being applied to across the HTML files that we have created. Okay, so till now if you have any question you can ask. So I just explained you how we can apply inline CSS, how we can apply internal CSS, and how we can apply external CSS. Now, one more thing, at the time of internal and inline CSS, I told you if you apply internal CSS and you apply inline CSS as well, so inline CSS will be given the preference, right? Now, we have applied external CSS, and by any chance, if we apply internal CSS, so preference will be given to the internal CSS. And along with external, internal, you have implemented inline CSS as well. So then preference will be given to the inline CSS. So that I am going to show you. So here I am writing style equals to color. So here P color is green. So here I am writing blue. So in web4.html, the first paragraph will be in green, but second paragraph will be in blue. So if I take you here to web4, if I refresh, So you can see second paragraph is in blue color, right? And if we go to any other page, so there will be no change. If we go to any other page, there will be no change, right? Because modification I have done in the web4.html, that too with particular element. So first preference will be given to inline CSS, second preference will be given to external CSS, and third preference will be given to external CSS. Okay, so this way I hope you understood how we can apply three different types of CSS, and these we will be using in our Aura and Lightning Web components as well. So in Aura and Lightning Web component, we'll be having separate HTML files where we can write the code, and we'll be having separate CSS file where we can apply the styling, right? So that is kind of external CSS, like separate file is available, but that file will be used within the component itself, right? So if you have created a CSS file and that CSS you want to apply in a component, so in that component you can create a file, and that file will be like that CSS will be applied to your HTML code automatically, right? So this way I hope you understood the differences between three types. Now if you have any doubt, so you can ask in the chat, so I will be answering your questions. Now if you don't have any question, so just focus on this slide. So in this slide you can see along with color we have different styles as well. So if you want to change the font design, so you can have font family. If you want to change the font size, we have font size. Then if you want to align your text left, center or right, so you can use text hyphen align. Okay, so these kind of CSS also you can apply. So I'm going to show you this with the example. So here I'm going to apply, so let's say font size colon 300%, then I'm using text align center. Now here for P I'm using text align right. So this way I just added more CSS to this external CSS file, and I'm refreshing, sorry, I just saved it and I'm refreshing the pages. So here you can see heading is in center and paragraph is in right. If I go here and refresh, so you can see this heading is in center. If I go to this page and refresh, so you can see heading is in center and paragraph is in right. So this way, whatever CSS I applied here in the external CSS, that is being applied on the HTML files as well, right? And Pooja is asking like how to check errors. So basically, if you apply something and that is not being rendered on the UI, so it means you did a mistake. So there is no way like whenever you are writing some code and if you are saving, so it will give you an error message. So you just need to take care yourself whenever you are writing the code, so it should be appropriate. Otherwise there will be no error, and you just will be seeing incorrect results on the browser's page. Moving forward, next is like CSS box model. So if you want to apply a border around p tag, so you can apply this border attribute. So how we can apply this? So for all the p tags, I'm going to apply this border. So 1 px means 1 pixel. It will be the thickness. Solid means like lines will be solid, and color I am picking as red. So with all the p tags, there will be a border. Border thickness will be of 1 pixel. It will be solid and color will be red. So let's see. So here you can see paragraphs are having red border. If I refresh, so here also we can have the borders. If I go, so here we don't have any paragraph. If I go here, So here we have paragraphs. If I refresh, so you can see each paragraph is having border in red color. Okay, so this way I hope you understood how we can apply the border around the paragraph. Okay, now we need to understand how we can apply padding and margin. So basically, you can consider like this is your page. In dotted line, you are writing the content, and in green line, you have a border. So the distance between border and content is known as padding, and the distance between border and your outer screen, that will be known as margin. So we can set padding and margin as well. So how we can apply that? So here you can see in left hand side with P element, if we apply border, so we can apply padding as well. So padding means the text and the border. The distance between text and border will be known as padding, and outside border, if you want to give some spaces, so you can use the margin. Okay, so Praveen is asking what are the attributes we often use in CSS. So Praveen, for your knowledge, like we are discussing the attributes only. So here you can see for P, I already explained color, text align, then border. Now we are going to apply padding as well. So padding I am writing as 10px. So let's apply padding first. So I'm just saving the code and doing refresh. So you can see there's a distance between border and text. Earlier it was slightly close to text. Border was close to the text. Now border and text are having a little bit distance. So this is because of padding. Right now, if you want to have a distance outside of the border, so that will be done with margin. So this way we can apply the margin, and if I refresh, so you can see left. So this paragraph border is having some distance from left, some from right, some from top, and some from bottom. If you increase 30px to 50px, so you will experience like from all four places, top, bottom, left and right, margin is given. Okay, so these are some additional attributes. Those are available with elements that you can apply. So if you have any question, you can go ahead, and whatever right now we are discussing, it is basically all like your foundation to Lightning Aura and Lightning Web Component. So don't take it like lightly. Understand everything properly, because whatever we are understanding here, it will be directly used in Aura and LWC. So whatever I am explaining, just do practice. And if you are from non-technical background, and if you don't know about HTML and CSS, so for you these sessions are very much important, because if you don't know the basics of HTML and CSS, so in that case understanding Aura and LWC will be little bit difficult for you. Okay, so now I'm going to show you one more thing, that is how we can float something from left or right. So if you have a P tag, and inside P, like if you are using any image, so with image you can use a text as well. So here you can see we are specifying style. So style here we are using float left. So what will happen, picture will be available on the left hand side, and paragraph will be available just after that picture. If you write float right, so picture will shift to right hand side, and then your text will be left to that image. Okay, so I leave this example with you. Just implement it and see whether it is working fine or not. Okay, so Dushyant is asking about HTML tables, and like Dushyant, your wish is like completed, sort of. You said about HTML tables, and the next slide is about HTML tables, right? So I wish like you could have ask something else, and you could have get that as well. So here you can see we have one more thing, like in HTML we can create tables as well on the page. So if you want to show something in form of table, so you can create that also. So tables are basically defined with the table tag, and tables are divided into table rows with the help of TR tag, and table data with TD tag. Okay, so we have headings as well, so that will be written through TH, and table data are the data containers of the table. They can contain all sort of HTML elements like text, images, lists, other tables, etc. Right, so now let's understand how we can create tables in HTML. Okay, so this is an example. So with this example you will be able to understand like how we can create a table. So table is having style, right? Table is having style width colon 100%, then tr, inside that we have td, then tr is closed, then again it is started. So this is an example that I'm going to implement in front of you. Okay, so I'm going to create one more file. Okay, so here I'm just copying initial statements. Okay, so inside body I'm going to write table. Then we have style. So style here you can see width colon 100%. So style equals to width colon 100%, so that table will be available in the full window. Now here we need to put tr tag. So tr is for table row. TR is for table row. One row will be created, and inside that row you will be having some data. Right? So here we need to write TD tag so that we can have table data. So here I am writing my name, first name, one more TD, my last name, one more TD. So let's say here I am writing what I do. So I am writing instructor, right? So this way this table row is created. Now I am just copying and pasting, and I am creating one more row through TR, and here I am writing name of another person, first name Vikas, second name Gupta, and here I am writing architect. Right, so this way two rows I have created, like two rows will be created, and each row will be having 3 columns. So now I am going to save it with web5.html. So it is being saved. Now what I am going to do here, I am going to refresh. Okay, first I need to open that file. So I'm going to open web5.html. So here you can see a table is created. Names are shown here, like first name, last name, and the job profession. Everything is available, but you can see table is not having any line. Borders are missing. Okay, so if you create any table with this code, so table will be available, but lines won't be available. So now, before moving to that, we have one more thing. Like if you want to show headings, so you can use a tr tag, and inside that you can use th, table headings. So let's put headings as well. So that I am putting here. So this is for first name. Then we have last name. And then we have profession, right? So this is another heading. So I'm just saving the code and refreshing the page. So at top you can see we have heading. So headings will be available in the center automatically and in bold. So headings are available in the center in bold, and values are available in left side, left aligned. Right? So I hope this way you understood. Now the next thing is how we can apply the lines, how we can have borders. So for that we need to understand this code. So you can apply this thing like table border equals to 1. So it will also work. If you want to apply internal CSS, so this way you can write. And okay, so let's write this table comma th comma td, and then we will be writing this border property. So here I am going to write it. So I am just creating internal CSS. So here I am writing table thtd. So whatever style I want to apply, I will be applying on these three elements. Okay, I just saved this code. Now moving here and I am refreshing the page. So here you can see borders are available. Here you can see borders are available. But if you notice, we have two borders, one for the whole table and one for each block. Right? Two different borders are available, one for whole table and one for table heading or table data. So now how we can resolve this? So here you can see on right hand side we have a property border collapse colon collapse. So if you write it here, and save the code and refresh your page, so now you can see your table is having only one border. So this way whole table is available in front of you. So you can see first name is available, last name is available, and profession is available. Right? So I hope this way you understood. Now if you want to move the text from left to right or center, so you can use text align as we used it for H1 and P elements. So those will be same. Okay. Moving forward, like table with cell padding. So if you want to apply padding, so you can apply this. So for TH and TD, you can apply padding. So here you can write TH, TD, and then you can write padding, suppose 30 px. So if I refresh, so you can see the table. So padding is applied, so some distance from the border will be available with the text. Okay, so this way padding will be applied on your code. So I hope till here everybody is understanding whatever I am explaining. So this way I hope you understood, like in this code we are using external CSS that is applied, and we are using internal CSS, so that is also working, because in external CSS we have different CSS, in internal CSS we have different CSS, right? So both are applied together. Now moving forward, if you want to apply alignment, so you can use text align. So right now in this table you can see text is in left side for table data. So what I'm going to do here, I am writing TD and text align center, and if I refresh, so you can see first name, last name, and profession, everything is available in center. So this way you can apply text align as well. And we have background color. So if you want to apply background color on the table, so this CSS you can apply. So this is basically hex code. So instead of writing color name, you can use this hex code as well. Okay, and for this you just need to search it. So you can search like hex code in HTML. So lots of links will be available and you can open anything. So let's say I'm opening first one. So here you will be finding different codes against different colors. So you can copy and use them, right? So this way different colors are available that you can use. Now this is one assignment for you. So you need to create this table. In one column you will be having name of the companies. In another column you will be having the website links, and in another column you will be having the logos, right? So for website you will be using a anchor tag in the TD, and for logo you will be using the image. So let me just give you a brief idea about that, how you will be using that. So let's say here in place of TD, heading will be website or logo. So here I am going to put a website. So I am writing a href equals to https://www dot let's say study salesforce.com. Right, so here what I did, I just implemented this code. Inside this TD, I just wrote A, and A hyperlink references this website, and hypertext will be this study Salesforce. And here I need to use an image. So I'm going to use an image that I used yesterday. Right, so this way I am using image. Okay, so this is TD, and inside TD I am using A, and here also inside TD I am using IMG. So you can break, like if your statement is too lengthy, so you can break them in different lines as well. Right, so this way things are available here. Now if I save and refresh the page, so you will see hyperlink as well as image. So here you can see first name, last name are in text form, and here study Salesforce is having a link. If I click on it, so study Salesforce will be opened. So here it is not opening, but it will open. So if you right click, open in a new tab. Okay, so with this browser it is not opening, no problem, but in your case whatever link you will be providing, so it will open. And here at the bottom you can see we have a image. So the same way you need to provide logo and links. So instead of this, like if I provide google.com, so it will work. So I'm just refreshing. I'm just opening that page again. Yeah, so here you can see Google is available, and if I go back, so link and image both are available. So this way what you need to do, you just need to complete this assignment so that you can understand whatever I demonstrated today. So this is all about today that I was prepared for you, and tomorrow we'll be understanding more about HTML and CSS. So few more things are available that you need to understand before jumping to JavaScript, and then we'll be moving to Aura and LWC. And I see Dushyant sent some amount to me. So thank you, Dushyant, for sending the amount. I appreciate your cause. Thank you so much. And if you have any doubt, anybody, if you want to ask, so you are free. So you can post your question in the chat. So I will try to help. And tomorrow there will be one more session that will be on HTML and CSS both. So do join that session as well so that you can understand lots of things. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, so I take your leave. Thank you so much for joining today's session. I tried to explain all the insights about HTML and CSS, and we'll be understanding them tomorrow as well. Okay, so Mamta is asking like how we save the code and see the output. So Mamta, it is very simple. So what you need to do, whatever code you are writing here, you just need to press Control S. So if you are saving it for the first time, so you just need to type the name of the file and .html, .css, whatever type of file you are creating. Make sure you create a folder on your desktop and all the files you are saving here. And if you want to open it, so just double click. It will be opened with a default web browser automatically. So this is the process you can like create, save, and run your file with the help of web browser. Okay, and here are some stats, like 326 people joined this session live, so it is great, and I have 44 concurrent right now. 49. So this is great going. So I don't see any more questions, so I take your leave. Thank you so much for joining this session. We'll be available tomorrow with some more topics. Till then, do practice, and all the best. Thank you. Bye.